'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've travelled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolaba, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Marillaba, Birchville, Lemmerville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathrown, Proserpine, Alladala, Darwin, Gingin, Lillaquen, Muckdilla, Wallamilla, Bougainville, Cumberland, Arundel. I've been everywhere, man.
In case you haven't guessed, we are heading to WA and we are going to a place called Beacon. And if we've pressed the right buttons, I should be able to say good morning to you, Tom Quinn.
Good morning, boys. How we going?
Oh, going very well indeed. Oh, gee, I feel better when I hear the voice. It makes me feel so much better. Tom, it's Neil here. We spoke during the week, and you have got the other voice is Grant. Rob's not with us today.
Neil and Grant.
That's it. Now, we always like to start off with a really, really, really hard question. You ready for it?
Go for it.
Where on earth is Beacon?
Beacon is about 4 hours northeast of Perth by road. They'll tell you, Google will tell you it's 320 k's, but you won't know, and I'll challenge anyone to do it in 3 hours. But yeah, about 4 hours northeast of Perth, about 2 hours north of Wongan Hills.
Okay.
Almost halfway, yeah.
And when you're using Wongan Hills as a milestone, that sounds like Beacon can't be terribly big, because Wongan Hills isn't.
No, Beacon is, there's 123 people live in Beacon. The area's, there's 300 people all up, so it's a strong farming area, like cropping and sheep.
So if I was to draw a horizontal line across Western Australia, how far south of Geraldton?
Right, it's probably about, it'd be probably a couple of hours from Geraldton.
Okay.
So inland, so it's inland. So from the coast, it'd be probably another 4 hours to the coast.
Okay, so you're not so much in the middle of nowhere, but you can see the middle of nowhere from the top of the water tower.
Yeah, well, 4 hour drive in WA is not a long drive.
No, there is that. I hadn't thought of that. Now, when we were chatting during the day, you just casually threw into the conversation that you're from Koroit originally.
Correct. Born and bred in Koroit. Yeah, worked for a bloke called Ray Maloney there on Spuds. Worked around Tower Hill in that rich volcanic country. Beautiful. And, in 86, played footy, AFL footy for Koroit, captain the under-15s, under-18s, played a bit of reserves footy, wasn't good enough to play the senior footy, went to South Warrnambool, and then from there we went to Darwin and played footy, and we got recruited in Darwin to Kalgoorlie. They're looking for a coach in Kalgoorlie, and we went there, and the guy that recruited us, the president of the footy club, was also was the manager of Roach Brothers Earth Moving. So we got into earth moving, got into the super pit. So I stayed there for 10 years, had 3 kids, all born in Cal, and then from there I got an opportunity to go work for Rio Tinto in the mining game in, from Kalgoorlie to Tom Price, and spent 12 years up there. And I was doing it was residential, but then the farming was in my blood. And I got an opportunity to, I went to FMG, went from Rio Tinto to FMG, so it's all iron ore mining, and that was all autonomous trucks there. We've got 250 trucks that are all autonomous, no drivers. It was, mind-blowing, to be honest. Mm. And, left there and went to, got an opportunity so I was doing 2 and 2 there, 2 and 2 roster, in and out of Perth, and I got a job on me 2 weeks off because I'm a bit of a workaholic. I like to get out in the farms, and I got a job with John Nicoletti, who's the biggest wheat grower in, probably not, he'd be in the top 2 in Australia, and got an opportunity. He said, would you come full-time? So I'm full-time with him at Beacon, loving it.
So we've all heard of the wheat belt region of WA. It is just wheat everywhere, or grain generally everywhere, isn't it?
It's massive. Like if you look at Geraldton, north of Geraldton, Yarnie, Northampton, all the way down to Esperance, and east of Esperance to Conningup. You got Hyden in between. It goes all the way out east to Southern Cross. It's just massive. And John's got, he's got farms at Hyden, Southern Cross, all the way through the eastern wheat belt. And Beacon we've got 25,000 hectares here. We cropped. We just finished planting 14,500 hectares only a week ago. We run a couple of thousand sheep, but it's cropping. Yeah, it's huge. It's massive. It blows me away, to be honest, at how big it is.
How many people have you got working with you then? Tom?
There's only three of us. There's only three of us. So there's the manager, there's me. I do all the tractor work. Got a girl on the sprayer, does the spraying. Or we got a couple. I'll be spraying this year. We've got a couple of another sprayer coming. Three of us. So we had 4 seating. So we put that crop in with 4 people.
So if you wouldn't want to get into the bad books with your colleagues, there's not many of them. You'd be on your own pretty quickly.
It's quite funny, actually. Where we are, we're about half an hour out of Beacon, and I was there for about a month, I suppose, and I seen this car come down the road. I thought, I'll pull up and have a chat, because you don't see anyone up here beside.
How far is your nearest neighbour then, Tom?
Oh, look, they'd be probably about 10k.
You wouldn't have to worry about them popping over to borrow some milk or anything.
Turn that music down. You wouldn't have to worry too much about that. So tell us a little bit about the township of Beacon. You said 123 people. Amusingly, I have interviewed Peg, who runs the post office there, and her partner on a podcast some time ago. So I'm now up to something like 3% of the population I've met.
Well, Beacon's there's 57 men and 42 women. The average age is 47. But it's got a pool. It's got a vibrant football club, sporting complex, netball, hockey, and football. It's the IGA is run by the corporate by the town. It's got a bowling club. It's as part of the country club. It's a very, very close knit town. Great people. A lot of them. The roads have been named after them. But there's 370 kilometres seal roads, and there's 1,440 kilometres of unsealed roads in the area. But it's vibrant. It's typical WA country town, like football, netball. It keeps towns together. It's very important. And they're great people, like really country, laid back. Good vibe, and there's a lot of people come up this area, believe it or not, because there's a granite rock outcrops in the area. There's a lot of good camping spots. Quiet, if you want to get away, and quite peaceful. It's magnificent. And July to September, there's wildflower season. You want to get away from the rat race, and not the person rat race, but get away from the people and the traffic. Well, you can. It's a good spot to be.
I've been to Koroit, and I would have suggested that you're away from the rat race and the big traffic there. Beacon's taking it to a whole new level. Amusingly, Peg, the lady who I did interview, I'm assuming she's still in town running the post office,
Yep.
She grew up in the US.
Oh, really?
And she ran into a partner in the Northern Territory or something, and they thought, here's an opportunity. We'll go and buy the post office in Beacon. There's some amazing stories.
Unbelievable.
So make sure
when the line in the morning, 123 people.
That's right. Yeah, but the sorting doesn't take long.
No, that's it.
In fact, Grant, our co-host here today, he works for Australia Post, and he's drooling at the thought of 123 customers in the region. Make sure you remember us to her when you see her next.
Definitely.
The Beacon, you said there's a lot of sport and footy and stuff going on there. Are they merged with a local side, or are they standalone?
No, they stand alone.
Wow.
So they play against Cordia. They play Corda, and Clanny.
Ben Cubban.
Yeah, Muckabudden. We've got a property in Muckabudden, so we get across there a bit.
How far is it for an away trip then?
Oh, look, they'd travel. They'd travel over an hour and a half to play footy every weekend. But it's only a small little league, and it's only a few teams, so it's not too bad. I mean, yeah, there's other areas over here that travel a lot further than that, but yeah, it keeps everything together. It's a nice, neat little town, and it's a very community. Yeah, they all get in together and work together to make it, successful. And Thursday night tonight, you go to the club and have a drink and catch up with people. They're all pretty busy, all work pretty hard, and but yeah, love it. Just a great. Well, the only thing we've got to worry about, the traffic up here, is kangaroos.
There's more of them than there are of you.
There's plenty of kangaroos, so that's their traffic hazard.
Well, I did some work for a week in a town called Corda. You mentioned it, K-O-O-R-D-A, and stayed in the Corda Hotel. I would be surprised if that's still open or it's had a major renovation, one or the other, because it was about to fall down when I stayed there about 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that, because Yeah, that's true. Well, John, the bloke I work for, he just bought the Muckabuddin Hotel, and he's got it really humming.
Nice. Well, it's a ripping part of the world. It's one of those places that Victorians don't get to because it's just out of the road so far. I was fortunate enough to be sent there for work and love that part of town. Tom, thanks for reaching out and making acquaintance. You sort of found us, I think, via someone we know, and it's been great having a chat to you about Beacon and, regards to any of your family who are still down in this part of the world.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's a great part of the world, the Western District, probably some of the best farming in Australia, bar none. It is. It's brilliant. I promote it and talk about it a lot. It takes some beating.
Oh, the traffic's pretty bad, but hey, we'll chat to you again at some stage down the track. Tom, thanks for joining us on Two Blokes Chatting radio show. All the very best.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Cheers, mate. There he is, Tom Quinn in Beacon in Western Australia.